What's up, everybody? This is Jeff over at Outer Worlds Comics. Hope everybody's doing okay this weekend. It is late here. It's like midnight, and I've been so busy, but I wanted to force myself to sit down and make a video. Of course, I'm doing a free comic book day video, which I'm a little late in the game. I know a lot of people put those out pretty quickly after the big day, but I've been busy. So here I am on a Saturday night cranking one out for everybody. And I'm really excited about this one. Of course, I go to Hall of Justice Comics, which is down south of Denver. It's about an hour away from me. I've talked about it in prior videos. It's in Parker, Colorado. If you're ever in Colorado, you got to check it out. I haven't been to a free comic book day in probably since like 2009. If you go back into some of my earlier videos where I talk about kind of my periods of collecting, I did have a period of collecting from about, let's say 2007 to 2009-ish, around there. And I did frequent a comic book shop that was close to my house. It was a great shop, and I did go to a free comic book store day. I remember that, but I have not been to one since, so I made a visit to Hall of Justice. I have my pool box there, so they allow people to get there an hour early, so we get access for a full hour before the general public. I had a game plan a little bit on what I wanted. I know I wanted the Mark Spears release. Otherwise, I wanted the Hulk one because I collect Hulk, so anything Hulk, I kind of want to grab it. Anyway, so yeah, I got there a little bit before opening, and I was maybe like 25th in line. Of course, the comic book store has a great sale going on during that. So it's 50% off of all back issues and 20% off of like wall books. And then they put up on the counter like some of these black boxes like you see kind of, I don't know if you can see, how do I do that? It's right there, like those black boxes, which are the BCW vinyl boxes. I don't know what that plastic or whatever. They have keys in there, and so those are 20% off. That's the point I'm trying to make. So they only limit everybody to 5 of the free comic books, and then you kind of go through a line. So in addition to that, which I'm most excited to show off as I show off my first books here on this day, is that they set up their upstairs area with a ton of different artists. A lot of them are local. I didn't know many of them, but I did know one of them, and then I got to know a couple more. So that was cool. And so you just kind of go up there. They bring their own art or show off whatever it is that they're creating, and you can meet them, talk to them, get them to sign things, stuff like that. It's really fun. So I went through the line, got my free comic books, and then did a little shopping, and then ran upstairs. So that's what I'm going to show off first. I like to support local artists. Before I got into comic books and the music scene, I definitely was very supportive of local artists and bands that I liked. So I made a point of really trying to be supportive in all the ways that I could be, whether that's going to their shows or buying an album, you name it, t-shirt. I was one of those guys. So I want to, try to pass that forward into the comic book community. And so the first thing I want to show off, it's called Delineate, and it's by Lonnie M.F. Allen. And the cool thing about this, I'll show this off. If I can get that in the screen, there you go. The cool thing about this is that I know Lonnie. Lonnie shows up as one of the guys that shows up in our group meetings that we have every other Friday at a little bar down in Denver. And he's been there a few times. I kind of had picked up maybe that he was an artist, but I did not realize that he was an award-winning artist. And I should have had the details of exactly what the awards are that he's won, but he is an award-winning artist. And boy, I'm really impressed. So this is kind of like, I'll show some video here, or some pictures of what's in this. But it's basically little like observations of his life, and he says it's not autobiographical, but so he'll add his artistic expression onto it, and he does note like the art style changes throughout. So he's very experimental. He talked to me about that he does like to experiment with his art style, and you definitely pick that up in this. I really love this. I was blown away by it, actually. So it was really cool that there's this guy that I've been, having beers with and geeking out about comic books, and he's an actual artist himself, and a very good one at that. And a lot of the observations here are very, they're interesting, and I kind of feel where he's coming from on some stuff. So I will put a link on Instagram that you guys can check him out. I strongly suggest you doing so. And certainly if you're in Colorado, I think he probably pops up around places, and you can buy this or other art. But he's got some great stuff, and it's just really cool. So check out Lonnie M.F. Allen. He's awesome. The next one I grabbed was, this is a short comic by Clara Meath. I think I'm pronouncing that right. If I am pronouncing it wrong, I'm sorry, Clara. But this is called Mother 47. And there's that without the glare. I'm going to try to, it's kind of hard to pick this up in the frame here, but there you go. Got a lot of glare on there, right? That's okay. So I was talking to her, and I asked her what's the book about that she's put out, and basically the gist was World War II and horror. So I was like all over that because I love horror, and I am fascinated. I love World War II, really into the history of that. So I was all about it. So I picked that up, and it's a really interesting story, kind of about a Nazi experiment gone wrong, and that rat definitely is in play here. So kind of, I don't want to give away the whole story, but let's just say the experiment comes back to bite them in the butt, and it is really good, really powerful, and the artwork is incredible. I think I'll put some artwork up here so you can get a look, but I really liked it, black and white, and the facial expressions in this, and some of the panels is just incredible. So I really, really, really enjoyed this. I asked her if she was, going to do anything more. I hadn't read it yet. When I was talking to her, I said, you're going to do another, is this a continuing thing? She says a one-off, but she does feel like she's got another story in her. So I hope that she does that, because I really, really enjoyed this. And of course, you can see I had her sign it. Very cool. She was really interesting. I think she does art classes as well. So she is on Instagram, Clara Meath. So I'll get a link and put that in the description so you can find her on Instagram, but I definitely recommend you follow her. And then last but not least, this is Justin Renteria, and he has a book out called That Rufus Carl is One Bad Hombre, and that's what this is right here. See if I can get it somewhere in there. Maybe it'll pop. All right. So, and of course I had him sign it. So I picked, this is issues 1 and 2, and then he has 5 issues. So I got all 5, and it's a really great story. So basically this character here, Rufus Carl, used to be kind of a strong man, a gunman for this, this criminal empire, basically, that is fronted by like a burger joint. And he basically was set up, and then he disappears for 10 years running a little burger joint, or a little like food stand. And they find out where he's at finally, and then chaos ensues, kind of. Not chaos, but the story kind of starts developing. And then there's just a bunch of different characters they introduce. There's like hints of like 80s action stuff going on in here. So like some of the character design and the action is definitely like reminiscent of some of those classic 80s movies with Schwarzenegger and Stallone and stuff like that. But the art's really great. I'll put some art up here for you to look at. But the art was really great. I mean, I was really engaged with the characters. I really, really, really enjoyed this. As a matter of fact, I messaged Justin today just to let him know I'm really excited for the next issue to come out. I'm in. I'm in on this. This is a really good read, and you know, it's nice. I definitely want to support people, and anybody that has the guts to express themselves artistically and then like put it out there for people to see and judge. And you know, you want feedback, and is anybody actually reading your things? Like, is all the work worth it? You know, you question all that kind of stuff. And it's really good. Like, so I'm really happy. I'm happy for these guys that are out there putting themselves out there like this to produce, you know, quality work. And this is quality work on all three of them. Lonnie and Clara and Justin, all fantastic stuff. That was easily my turn. I just read, matter of fact, is what I did is I just sat down and read all this stuff this morning with a cup of coffee, and I was just really taken aback by how good all of it was. So and Justin, of course, is on Instagram. I'll put a link for him as well in the thing. So check them all out, guys. Support local artists. If you're in Colorado, I would definitely recommend you check them out. They're fantastic. So yeah, that's great. So then the next thing, of course, I'll show off the free comic book stuff I got. Of course, like I said, I got the Mark Spears Monsters. I'm a big fan of anything Mark Spears, so yep, happy to grab that. And then I got this, you know, like I said, I got the Hulk Teach. You know, anything Hulk, I can just throw in my Hulk box. I'm pretty excited about that. And then I've got this Superman, this all-in Superman. I haven't read it yet. I'd kind of, at this point when I was grabbing stuff, I didn't really have a game plan too much, and I feel like I probably could have grabbed other stuff, but I just really was there for the Mark Spears deal and the Hulk. So I grabbed this Ultimate Universe Spider-Man. And then last but not least, I did grab the Post Malone because I just wanted to check that out. I haven't read it yet, but I did get it. So the free comic book thing was, you know, kind of second fiddle. I was going there for the discounts on the comic books, to be honest. And I just like participating in the deal. So, all right. So next up, so I did, shopped the back issues. They're all 50% off. And then, like I said, 20% off on the wall books or the key boxes. So I did grab these. I grabbed a Sensational She-Hulk 30. You know, I needed trying to work on that run. Been following any of my prior videos. I collect She-Hulk, Sensational She-Hulk, and trying to finish that out. I'm getting really close. And I got 31. I think she's carrying John Byrne right there. I think that's what's happening. Very, very cool. And then Silver Surfer number 94. So that's cool. Excuse me. Okay, and then I was in this key box. And I'm really stoked about these. So I got Marvel Spotlight on Star-Lord, the saga. This is Marvel Spotlight number 6. Excuse me. It gets dry in Colorado. So this, I think, is the first appearance of Star-Lord in comics. He shows up in like Marvel Preview, I think, the magazine. I don't know if it's Marvel Preview, but I know it's a magazine. But anyway, this is a really nice, clean copy. And I'm a big fan of all the cosmic characters. Of course, Guardians of the Galaxy, love all those guys. So really happy to add that to the collection. And then I got these. I was really excited. So I got Alien Worlds number 2. Old Dave Stevens classic right there. I've completed the run now because I'm going to show you the next one I got. So I've completed the Alien Worlds run, and this is Alien Worlds number 2, Dave Stevens, and then we have number 4. Awesome Dave Stevens cover. I mean, I just love that cover so much. And all the hype with Dave Stevens is worth it. I didn't know about Dave Stevens. I started seeing Mike from Lunch Money Comics mentioning him, and then I watched that documentary. And if you watch the documentary and you're not taken with the story of Dave Stevens and his art, then I don't know what to say. But I was definitely taken right away. So I'm all in on it. I think it's awesome. His artwork is awesome, and I'm happy to collect it when I see it. And I was really happy to add this to the collection. It's in beautiful condition. There might be one like hairline tick on this thing. So beautiful. And so those were like, those were like 20% off of whatever the price was. So, okay, so this one's cool. You know what? I'll start this one. So I got Silver Surfer number 9, beautiful condition. I have 3 issues of the Volume 1 Silver Surfer run. So I'm slowly kind of knocking books out, issues out on this run. So I was happy to grab that. It's in really nice shape. I'd like everything to be in at least, high mid-grade to better on this run if I get it. So really happy to grab that. And this one is Avengers 51. And the reason I don't collect Avengers necessarily, but issue 51 is I want to collect. I get on these new ideas of things I want to, and I've dialed in on this new idea that I want to get every comic in Marvel that really deals with the cosmic characters. I'm not talking about necessarily, it'll work out that it'll be maybe first appearances of all these characters, but I really want to get a through line through my collection of all the major cosmic events in Marvel. So, and I've got a lot of the more modern or let's say, copper stuff. So I gotta get back into silver and bronze. But this one is from the research I was doing is an important book for this. I know the collector is in here, so this is kind of a collector thing going on. So it does start to set up some cosmic storyline. And so it was a book that was noted as something that I should have in my collection. So I grabbed it, and it is in beautiful condition. I mean, this thing, there's one little ear down there, but otherwise this thing is clean as a whistle. So really happy to grab that. Got a good deal on that. Was very happy. Got a, on the 20%. Okay, so then last but not least, I had a box of comics waiting for me in my pool box. And part of this pool box was I do help out the shop. If I have a free day or whatever, I'll let the guys at the shop know, hey, if you need any help with anything, let me know. And usually I'm doing that just to maybe get some store credit and just to spend time with the comic, with Randy and John, the owner of the shop, just to spend time with those guys. I like being in the comic book store. It's a nice relationship building. I mean, I it's nice to have friends in the comic book industry of some sort, even a comic book shop. And I just like spending time there. So I volunteer my time if they need me. And they had to go pick up a collection they bought from a condo, and they had to carry, I don't know how many long boxes, 30 long boxes down a couple flights of stairs, and then to get them in the car, and then get them out of the car, but into the shop, and then to do a little organizing. So I helped them with that. And in doing so, I was able to pick out some books that I wanted, and then they put them in my pull list. They wanted to price them, so they were waiting for me when I got there. That's the long story of it. So I grabbed Uncanny X-Men 200. These are all books that I needed for my Uncanny X-Men run. So I got that. And, some of these are keys. I'm just don't have them memorized off the top of my head. I should. I know that X-Men 200, I think, is a key. But either way, I know that I needed them. So X-Men 210. And then I love this cover, X-Men 213. And I got X-Men 220. And X-Men 235. I think that's Jim Lee, right? Jim Lee. Early Jim Lee. Or if not the first Jim Lee on X-Men. And we got X-Men 241, Goblin Queen. There you go. And then they had a couple of key, one big book for me that I needed for my Silver Surfer run. So 2 of these books, I needed both of these, and these were kind of the last 2 big ones that I needed for that run. I need some later issues in the run, but I'm like down to like below 10 books I need for the run. So anyway, I got this Silver Surfer 34. Awesome book, beautiful condition. And then I got issue number 44. So fantastic. Gosh, which one is the book that, one of these is the first appearance of the Infinity Stones? Oh my God, I should know that. This is the struggle. The struggle is real. I get them memorized, and then I think I got it, and then I don't. But one day I'll get as good as all you guys out there. I'm trying. It's a lot to, I could go into my vinyl collection and tell you all about every one of those records, but I got to relearn a whole new thing here. But I'm doing better. I'm getting there. Okay, and then just a few books that were in the pool list. I agree. I'm just loving Mark Spears. So when I see like a number one or something, or some Mark Spears art, so I got this Red Sonja, Army of Darkness. Very cool. Number one. This one, I'm like, I would actually consider getting this slabbed along with the original Secret Wars book. This is a Hulk variant, number 3. Oh my God. It's either Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man 300, and it's a Hulk variant on that book. But yeah, it's a Nakayama. Look at that. That is so cool. This is one of my all-time favorite covers on the Secret Wars. I think number 4 maybe. Excuse me. It's so dry here. You have to drink water constantly. Anyway, I can vividly remember holding that Secret Wars book when the Hulk is holding up the mountain. 150 billion tons. It just always like stuck with me, and the power and strength of the Hulk. And that's probably the beginning of why he's my favorite character. So they put this variant out, and I grabbed it, and I love it. I think it's cool. You know, a little David Nakayama. I love it. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big grader, but maybe get that graded next to the original. Probably not. And then this is his last copy. So I had talked to him when I helped him move some stuff. He said he had one last copy left. They didn't order a lot. So this is the first printing. And he said he'd put the last one they have in my pull box, which he did for me. So the Wolverine number 8, this is the hot book right now. And yeah, I do. I chase hot books, but I love Wolverine, and it's a great cover. So yeah, I was happy to grab that. And then the last 2 books that were in my pool list are awesome. They redid Heavy Metal. So this is the first issue of a new run of Heavy Metal that they just put out. And it is incredible. I'm so excited to start collecting this. I collect Heavy Metal. So this is just I love the cover. And they had a couple different covers. So I got this. This has got a Frank Frazetta cover. This is just like a variant. And this one was a little tougher to get your hands on, I think. I don't know. But it's a beautiful cover. And really happy to have it. So there you go. There you go, guys. That was my freak comic book day. And it was really fun. Like I said, I will link those artists I mentioned in the beginning of the video. Please go check them out. Support your local artist. And yeah, I had a lot of fun. I got some good books, and look forward to the next one. Until then, I hope everybody's doing good out there. Hey, I didn't mention hit like and subscribe, and now I missed my opportunity. So hopefully everybody stayed to the end of this 25-minute video. If you did, please hit like and subscribe. Hope everybody's doing great. Talk to you later.